Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Taurus, we're going to look at your energy, the energy of someone outside of you, and what the energy between the two of you is. We are going to get started with the Alki deck, and then we're going to get into the energy oracle deck and the tarot. Show me Taurus, please. A Taurus. The bovine babies. Taurus. She who divines, future choice and judgment. You could yourself. You could be a divinator. You could have some cards at home and you do stuff with the cards. Your energy is, well, you could be watching a divinator right now. That's that too. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing, Cindy. Ooh, that's getting weird. What if I hope you're dressed? Because what if I pick that up and you're not dressed? Okay. It could be something here, though. It also is like a judgment card. So you could be in the process of a new beginning here as well. Okay, what's the energy of someone on the outside of you? Outside of you, what's the energy on the outside of you here? Somebody else. Creativity, originality, and spontaneity. That's interesting. So somebody who is quite creative, somebody who's going through a creative period here, somebody who's feeling very spontaneous. So this could be somebody that's a little bit unpredictable. Their behavior right now, their behavior could be more centered on, you know, things that you wouldn't expect them to do, but they could be kind of driven by their own creativity here. What is the energy between you and this person? Surprise. That's interesting. Surprise. A revelation, some type of discovery. We have they who prepare, formulate, strategize, and devise. Energy oracle deck time. Okay. The energy between you and this person is surprise. Maybe this person surprises you with something creative. You are they who divine, future choice and judgment. You could literally be coming here because you're like trying to understand something about your future, help you make a choice. Difficulty, storm warning. Oh, okay, it is. It's like you're going through some sort of difficulty within yourself. Okay, that difficulty could... No, most of the time the difficulty is within ourselves and it is reflected on the outside world. A lot of times. So you are going through some sort of a storm process here. You're working through some sort of difficulty within yourself or in your outside world. This energy outside of you, this other person. Angel of Strength and the Thinking Woman. Well, that's interesting. Creative and spontaneous, but yet strong and intelligent. Okay. And then they who surprise discovering revelation is the energy between the two of you. Blossoming abundance. I don't know if this is somebody who's going to help you get something going here. We have door to romance and energized effort. So it could be something to do with romance. I'm not really picking that up though. Like, I feel like it's more in terms of, you know, the romantic notions about life. It could even be creative energy, creative way of looking at life. Yeah, I really need some tarot for your section here. Divines the storm. She who divines the storm. All right, let me just see. What's what the tarot saying? What is this divine card? Is it something about divination? Is it something about Taurus's future? A choice? Some type of judgment that they're going through? This divine card. Show me this clearly. The Four of Cups. All right, it's almost like you're not, now. Maybe you're going to different tarot readers and you're like, I'm not really seeing what I want to see. Oh no. This is something inside you. There's something inside you that you're struggling with. That's where the difficulty exists. I hope that doesn't come off as harsh, but I feel like I have to say it because it does look like you're struggling with something here and it's affecting your outside world. But the thing is, it's not the outside world that needs to be corrected. It's internal. This problem exists internally here. You could be looking for an answer or a solution. You could be like hopeful for a new beginning here. And I don't know, things are maybe not working out. You're like the things that you see outside of you are not confirming for you that, I don't know, you're on the right track, or you're in the right place, or yeah, like the outside. But see, it's almost like this Four of Cups is like an internal thing, right? Like it's how we feel inside. It's maybe feeling down about something else in your life. And because of that, we aren't recognizing the possibilities around us. So the Four of Cups, like, right, a good example of that is this is just a scenario. Let's say that let's say you had to move somewhere and you really didn't want to move. Okay, I've been through that like 100 times. could tell you. So, and you didn't want to move, but you ended up moving somewhere, and maybe you're just like, I don't like it here. This is not where I want it to be. I don't feel like I got a choice in where I'm living, and because of that, you may miss the opportunity. Like maybe there's an amazing neighbor a couple doors down or something like that, and this person has been like friendly, or hi, how are you? And like, oh fuck, I really don't want to deal with someone like that today. But it's like you have no idea that this person could be like an amazing friend, or this person could be a great support network, where you get to know this person, and maybe there's something about them that could actually be really beneficial to you. Like you may not look at where you are as such a bad place if you got to know that person, but because you're like, this is not where I want to be, or I don't like it here, you kind of miss out on that opportunity. Oh, there was 3 cards here. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups, the Hermit, and the Four of Fire. That's an interesting combination for this Four of Cups energy that you have here. This is one of those readings where it is going to take, so be patient with me, because I know some of y'all like, I want the answer right now. This energy, I can see it. I can kind of see it. Okay. The Seven of Cups, the Hermit, and the Four of Wands. It does kind of have this feeling here of wanting to kind of like isolate and miss out on what's going on around you. What the hell is going on around Taurus? Like, what's going on around Taurus? I'm just going to ask that. What is going on around Taurus? Okay, yeah. The Five of Cups. Disappointment. Something has not worked out. Disappointment here. Okay, so let's look at the storm warning. Oh, the Moon. You could be struggling with your intuition. You could be struggling a bit here with your intuition. There's fears. You have a lot of fears, or there is a particular fear that is caught, like this storm warning. It's coming from inside, and you're getting a reflection on the outside of your world here. The Moon, the Seven of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Two of Earth. Okay, it looks like trying to take like a practical, physical approach to alleviating a pressure that you're feeling. Like, this pressure that you're feeling is, I don't know exactly what it is. Like, it could be any number of things, but it shows up energetically. Like, you feel like you're walking through like things that don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's almost like all of a sudden things don't make sense. Or there's a particular fear that is driving you here. Fear and disappointment are weighing heavy in this. Disappointment is weighing heavy in this energy. And that is definitely going to have an effect on your outside experience in life, because it looks like, though, that you are attempting to correct the outside experience without addressing the internal issue. That's what this energy looks like, right? And there's, yeah, like there's only 2 pentacle cards here. So in terms of like really grounding this, that's where I see it. Like everything else is coming across as like a really powerful feeling of confusion, fear, sadness, and apathy and disappointment. Those are heavy, heavy energies. You may even be struggling with something here in terms of trying to appease someone else, trying to appease a group. But you're finding that it's either like, well, for them to win, I need to lose. Or for them to lose, I need to win. Like it can't. I do feel like I'm picking up the energy of someone who's really looking for answers here. So, what's this over here? This energy outside of you is someone who is very, so that's fascinating, right? Is it almost like the example of, you know, moving into a neighborhood and you're like, this is not where I want to be. And so you could, like, there's somebody around you, though, that could be like a really powerful kind of like asset to life. I mean, obviously not just to use that person, but they're very creative. They're spontaneous. They're original. They have a lot of interpersonal strength and intelligence. So I don't know. This person could surprise you with some type of abundance or blossoming abundance. I don't know if this is somebody to help you out. So let's just see this person a little bit more. Because this person's energy is very different from yours right now. And like I would describe yours as tidal waves and just feeling like, oh, like a lot of, and theirs is just like, the spontaneous and creativity, right? With okay, spontaneity, creativity. The 9 of Pentacles. This person is doing very well here. This person is very independent. I don't, why? Okay, I don't, just give me a second. Sometimes when I'm doing a reading, I'm like, is this just like to rub salt in a wound or something? Like, why is God showing us this person when Taurus is going through something difficult? Right? I'm here for you. So just a second. The 9 of Earth. The 3 of Earth. The 7 of Wands. And the 6 of Cups. This person is protective. Oh, okay. This person is kind of protective of themselves. They're protective in regards to kind of like people or situations from their past here. They have very creative and interesting ways of protecting themselves. Not sure what that means really, but there's could be like energetic visualization. It could be strategy. Angel of Strength, personal power and inner strength. Take greater control of your life. Wow. I don't know the last time I saw the consequences. This is consequences card. What is that? 11. Is that justice? Because sometimes justice is 8 and sometimes it's 11. There's a couple of decks that does that to me. Yeah, I just double checked it. It is justice, but interesting, right? It's called consequences. What you get yourself wrapped up into. What you get yourself wrapped up into. I don't know what you got yourself wrapped up into here, Taurus. I don't know. Like your energy is like struggling with something right now. It's like, fuck. But the problem is internal. It's been a while since I've done one of these readings where I feel like I have to be a bit of a tough love friend here. And I got to be that because if you don't address the internal issue, whatever this is internally that's going on, your outside world isn't going to correct. And the internal shit's the hardest, you know, because sometimes the internal stuff is like, we need to look at something about ourselves here. Need to look at something about ourselves. We need to admit something to ourselves. We need to admit to our mistakes. We need to admit to our fallacies. We need to admit to our pride. You know, at any given time in life, we're going to need to admit to those things. And they're going to come in at different extremities, right? At different extremes. So, okay, this person over here, I'm going to say it. It feels like this person really has their shit together. But it's because this person is understanding consequences, or this person knows how to avoid particular consequences, or is aware of, you know, if I do this, well, I know what the consequence for that is. So I'm not going to do that with this, right? Angel of Strength card. So I don't know if there's something here that you did, or if there's like, and what you, we all do stuff. We do stuff all day, every day. So there could be something here that you have done at some point, and by doing that, it has created a consequence in your life that is difficult to deal with, right? That's how it's appearing in the outside world. But there's an internal reason that you did whatever you did. And I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's a decision that you made. Maybe it's an action that you took. Maybe it was a decision not to take action. Whatever it is, it feels like maybe it wasn't the right choice. So we can have regret too, but that's how we learn. So I really feel like I need to give you a pep talk here, because I don't, you know, as a human being, I'm not, and maybe, you know, other people are fine to be like this, but I don't feel like I'm the kind of person that I'd like to, like, would ever want to rub salt in anybody's wound. I've had my own wounds. I got my own wounds now. It's like, I don't want anybody rubbing salt in them. It really hurts. So, but it feels like a bit like spirit rubbing salt in a wound for me to be pulling out whatever this other energy is over here. And so I hope I don't come off like how I'm reading these cards as being like preachy or anything like that. I've been there, done that. I'll still be there and do that at different times in life of this energy that I'm looking at for you right now. So I'm trying to be your friend in that. Trying to be your friend in that. Because I don't know, this person seems to be making good choices. So the thinking woman, could be a woman, could be a man. This person is, there are a lot of women cards over there though. No. Although the L-Key deck is women, but these, right, we do have the depiction of two feminine energies. So this person could be feminine. They could be a feminine sign. The thinking woman. The Four of Sky. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to say this. This is a really interesting reading because I feel like Taurus, for the most part, could take a long time to make decisions, or isn't necessarily like very spontaneous. But it's also interesting because this person is coming up as spontaneous. Because this is giving me like somebody who will think on it, who will sleep on it, and whatever that is. Like if this person is making a big choice, they'll sleep on it. Or if this person needs to think about something that could have very big consequences, they will sleep on it. Who the fuck is this? The Taurus, like, who is this? The Eight of Fire. Okay, it could be somebody that has moved away from you. It could be somebody who has gone in a different direction here. This person, who is this to you? The Eight of Wands, somebody who's gone in a different direction. That's interesting. Because I did say that this person does appear to be kind of protective of themselves in terms of something here from the past. And it also has the Three of Pentacles. So I don't know if there's a way that you may have known this, but maybe at work or in some sort of group endeavor. Because it also looks like this person is solo with the Nine of Pentacles. If this person was more, yeah, okay. So this looks a bit to me like there might have been something that you and this person were involved in together at some point. And I don't know what the specifics are. I have no idea what the specifics are, but it looks like this person has gone in a different direction from you. I don't know why. I mean, I could ask, but I'm kind of feeling like there was some sort of risk measurement here that this person took with the cards that they have, because it looks like that's what they would do. And the risk to them, if there was a choice you were making, right? And this person is like, I don't think I can make that choice. I'm not going to make that choice. I don't think that's a favorable choice to make. And maybe you're like, no, this is the right choice to make. So they go in a different direction. And so part of what could be difficult about this reading is it could be like recognizing that you made the wrong choice. Again, oh shit, right? Choice and judgment. You are facing a judgment for some type of choice that you have made. That's really important here. Really important. And, you know, sometimes it can be difficult as we get older to step back and like think about it, because as little kids, like people are always telling us that, right? Okay, well that happened. Why did that happen? What choice did you make? What did you do? What could you have done different? Right? So we don't often have like somebody who's older and wiser to tell us these things when we become adults. Like, I don't know. It's like you've come to a tarot reading. And, but life is also more complex as we get older. So sometimes all of the nuance about choices and decisions may not be as readily perceivable as, you know, like stepping back and going, yeah, I guess if I yanked really hard on Jill's hair and Jill fell down and hurt herself and I got in trouble and then I got mad at Jill and punched her, those were probably all wrong choices. But right, hopefully you're not doing shit like that as an adult. But okay, so what is this surprise? The energy between you and this person. Surprise, blossoming abundance. Surprise. Shit, the wheel. Man, Taurus, I really sympathize with you in this reading, because I feel like something has gone one way for you and it's gone another way for someone else. And you're like, why? I'm going to ask what choice you made in a second here. Because, yeah, everything, like, a total change of direction, change of fortune or misfortune, blossoming abundance. The Fire Queen. Somebody is really taking some type of control over their lives. I feel like there's something that you did. And it's really important that you acknowledge that it's what you did so that you can work on it internally. And that is going to start to change your external world. What is this choice that you made, Taurus, that feels like it's delivering some type of painful consequence? What is this choice that you made, Taurus? The Nine of Fire. Interesting cards. Like all these cats around council here. Why I'd say that. Cats like they're at a council meeting or something. They're all sitting around the fire. The Nine of Fire, right? This person, how do you know them? They're the Eight of Fire. They move. It could even be like not moving soon enough. On the move. But the Nine of Fire, like traditionally in the tarot, it can talk about levels of boundaries that we have. But these, to me, okay, maybe some of you see these as different, but I feel like the Seven of Wands, it's also a boundary card, but it's not necessarily being activated by some type of wound or long-term issue that we're dealing with. where the Nine of Fire can be. It can be something that, you know, we have to enact this boundary over and over again, or people are enacting some type of boundary with us over and over again, and we're not understanding why. The Nine of Fire. I'm feeling like I'm picking up the energy here. I know this reading is not going to be for everybody. But I feel like I'm picking up the energy of someone here who is finding themselves in a similar situation over and over again, like some sort of repeat pattern. And I don't mean that this pattern is repeated like day to day, week to week, month to month. Maybe for some of you, it feels a little bit more like this pattern is probably repeated every 5, 6, 7, or 8 years or something like that. And it's like, why is this happening again? Or why with, you know, with the Nine of Fire? It's because it's something that you're doing here. And I want to try to help you with this because you want to get out of this, whatever that is, right? So the Nine of Fire. The Cat, the Fool. The Sea Kitten. The Page of Cups. And the King of Swords, the Sky King. Oh my God, what an interesting message. Okay, when you find yourself in a new situation, okay, you find yourself in a new situation, you find yourself on a new path. Hear me out here. It's like, if you feel really hopeful about that situation and that path, and it could be, it's almost like you equate that hopefulness on this new path and situation as you knowing everything you need to know about it. Like there's a huge leap here that goes from the Fool to the Sky King. And the only thing sitting between that is the Sea Kitten, which it doesn't make any sense. Like if I'm looking at this in terms of a wound or something that is holding you back over and over and over again. Because something feels fresh, because something feels hopeful, doesn't mean that you know everything that you need to know. The King of Swords can be, that can be a vengeful, can be, well, it could be, what has he described as a very straight and true friend or a vengeful enemy. And it could also be someone whose mind can be very, very difficult to change. But if your mind is set based on a very early emotion, that could steer you towards a road of what you're on now, which is some type of chaos, some type of confusion within yourself. Well, it starts with the Nine of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the King of Cups. It's almost like a deep dream here. A deep dream that activates a deep feeling. A deep dream that activates a deep feeling. I'm going to go do the extended, Taurus. I think in the extended, I'm going to ask, what are the action and steps that you can take to get your life on track? I don't know. I think that's the best thing that I can ask right now. There's 2 options in the description below if you would like to follow me to the extended. Thank you so much, Taurus. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.